otherwise harmable. He had left it to others to take everything the wrong way. Tidy electrical fires, backups downstairs, waste paper calculations off by one dimmed digit. From where they had him sitting, to see a thing through meant only to insist on the transparency within it, to regard it as done and gone. But adultery? Adultery was either the practice, the craft of going about as an adult, or there had been just that once. Poles above the woman's toilet had shot all the way up to the ceiling, hoisting shelves of pebble-grain plastic. The arc of his piss was at least a suggestion of a path that thoughts could later take. He went back to the bed and found her sitting almost straight up in her sleep. Her leg was drawn forward. A trough had formed between the line of the shin bone and some flab gathered to the side. It needed something running waterly down its course. All he had left in him was spittle. At home afterward, unkindred totes and carryalls arranged in wait beside the door. He poked into the closest one to see whose clothing it might be. His fingers came up with the even-glow plush and opponency of something segregatedly hers, a robe or something in the robe family. 8. One night he paid a visit to the building where the two of them lived on different floors. First, the older daughter, buttons the size of quarters sewn at chafing intervals into the back panels of what she showed him to as a seat. He had to sit much farther forward than ordinarily. He gave her money to take the younger one out for a restaurant supper. "But how will I know what she likes?" she said. Then 2 flights up to the younger daughter, but she was on the phone. A doorway chinning bar hangered with work smocks blocked him from the bedroom. The bathroom door was open. Passages of masking tape stuck to the plastic apparatus of her hygiene had been left uncaptioned. Everything smacked of what was better kept to herself. When she got away from the phone, he gave her money to pick something out nice for her sister. "But what?" she said. "Well, you've known her all your life," he said. "But other than that," she said. 9. No sooner did he have the two of them turning up in each other's feelings again than his own days gave way underneath. The library switched to the honor system. You had to sign the books out yourself and come down hard when you botched their return shelving. He gawked mostly at histories, stout books full of people putting themselves out. He recovered a gorge of hair from the bathroom drain and set it on the soap dish to prosper, or at least keep up. There were 2 telephone directories for the hallway table now, the official phone company one and the rival, heavier on front matter, bus schedules, seating charts. He had to know where to turn. He began breaking into a day from odd slants, dozing through the lower afternoon, then stepping out onto the platform of hours already packed beneath him. It should have put him on a higher footing. He started collecting sleeveless blouses. Shells, they were called. Was there anything less devouring than a woman could pull politely over herself? The arms swept through the holes and came right out again, unsquandered. He tucked the shells beneath the mattress pad and the mattress and barged above them in his sleep. 10. The younger showed up with an all-occasion assortment of greeting cards from the dollar store. She fanned them out on the floor so that only the greetings would show. "Which ones can't I send?" she said. "Well, what aren't you to her?" he said. She said, "I'm not across the miles." He said, "Mail that when you're at the other end of town running errands." 11. Then the movie house in his neighborhood reduced the ticket price to $1. It was a frugal way to do himself out of a couple of hours. He followed the bad-mouthing on screen or just sat politely until it was time to tip the rail of the side door. He became a heavier dresser, a coverer. The older daughter called to say that while the younger was away, she had sneaked inside to screw new brass pulls into the drawer fronts of her bureau. "It'll all dawn on her," she said. 12. Then before the week wore out, the two of them came by together one night, alike in the sherbety tint to their lips, the violescent quickening to the eyelids, identical rawhide laces around their necks, an identical paraphernalium, something from a tooth maybe, suspended from each. Hair toiled up into practically a veil with elastics. High-rising shoes, similar in squelch and hectic stringage. They were both full of an unelevated understanding of something they had noticed on TV, a substitution in the schedule. He had noticed it too. It had not improved him. They were holding hands, each finger an independent tremble. He had to tell them this is not a good time. How much better to get the door shut against them now. His nights were divided 3 ways. This was the hour for the return envelopes that came with the bills. The utility companies no longer bothered printing the rubrics name, street, city, state, zip before the lines in the upper left-hand corner. The lines were yours to fill out as you wished. Tonight, the electric bill. Line 1, line 2, line 3, he wrote, "Who sees? Who sees? Who sees?" 13. The night his car had to be dropped off for repairs, the older one offered to give him a ride home. He faced a windshield wiper blade braced to its arm by garbage bag ties. Come a certain age, she was saying, you start thinking differently of the people closest to hand. You dig up what you already know about them, but you turn it over more gently before bringing it all the way out. It might be no more than that she catches a cold at every change of the seasons. But why had it taken you this long to think the world of it? He started listening to just the vowel-y lining in what she was saying. He skipped the casing consonants that made each word news. It was carol-y to him, a croon. 14. The daughters had wanted their ceremony held in the lunchroom where they worked. Other than him, it was only women who showed up, a table's worth of over-fragrant older co-workers. The officiating one, the day supervisor, first wanted to run down her list of what she was in no position to do. It was a long, hounding list of the including but not limited to type. What was about to happen, she made clear, was not a spousage, it was not conjuncture, it was not in any wise matrimoniously unitudinal. Then she turned to the daughters and read aloud from her folder to steepening effect that no matter where you might stand on whether things should come with time, it was only natural for you to want to close up whatever little space is left between you and whoever has been most in your way or out of the question all this long while, and let a line finally be drawn right through the two of you on its quick-gone way to someplace else entirely. Nobody was twisting your arm for you to finish what you should have been screaming your lungs out for in public since practically day one. The kiss was swift but depthening. Then the reception. He was a marvel for once, waving himself loose from the greetings and salutes every time he realized anew that they were intended for the person beside him or behind. Thank you.